Even that car, you know...
Kit, excuse me, we're trying to do an interview here, Kit. Could you just wait your turn? Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, Chip Dippers. Welcome to another Quick Bytes, a retro recipe without all the bells and whistles. Thank you. Well, I thought today that with you guys loving my ongoing project to convert a Tesla into a real self-driving KITT, he was the ultimate fictional retro computer after all. Oh, and by the way, part 2 of that is being polished up right now and coming soon. But yeah, I thought today we'd go and chat to the lucky guy who owns this screen-accurate KITT replica that's officially licensed by Universal Studios. But don't worry, it's almost certainly not the same KITT that we found roaming his old filming locations in that other recent video of mine. No, that surely was the real KITT, and not something I made to look like it was self-driving by superimposing and tracking an empty interior over the windshield. Definitely not. But this, absolutely totally separate one, is the pride and joy of, well, I'll let him introduce himself as we go and find out what makes this particular KITT car so special.
Come on, get in.
Hi, my name is Shawn. I am part of Knights of the West Coast and Star Car Central. This is my 1984 Pontiac Trans Am known as KITT from the TV show Knight Rider. It was used as the last licensed replica ever built by Rob Lewisell.
Now, quick bit of background info here, because that's kind of interesting. Rob Lewisell is known as the grandfather of KITT replicas, and he basically started the whole fandom that now exists around creating replica KITT cars. But to do this properly, Rob obtained a license from Universal Studios after the show was cancelled to essentially use their designs for screen-accurate replicas, and according to Shawn, this is the last officially licensed Universal KITT replica ever built. But it gets better, because I asked Shawn about the actual dashboard inside.
Michael Chaffee, he sold all the molds to Rob Lewisell, and Rob Lewisell had the Universal licensing for the TV show. So the dash was made by Rob Lewisell.
So who is Michael Chaffee, you ask? Well, he's the legend that designed KITT and delivered the car to our other hero, Leno Larson, to use on the pilot episode. Now, I found Shawn's claim kind of fascinating that there could be an army of clone KITTs out there whose dashes were cast from a mold of Chaffee and Larson's original KITT. So I asked KITT to call Devon. I called my friends at the Knight Rider Historians, and AJ there confirmed that according to their research, Universal Studios prop department did make molds so they could create the other cars used in the filming, although AJ and Joe have never been able to confirm the ultimate fate of any of those molds. Now, separately, Rob Lewisell said in the early 2000s that he had indeed acquired them, perhaps not from Chaffee directly, but from Universal to make replicas under license.
Oh, shut up.
Excuse me?
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
So are these connected to a computer?
Yeah, these are connected to a soundboard, to an SD card.
If you don't mind, Arnold, would you please get both dumbbells off my foot?
And then these move. And the electronics in this car is made by Alexandro, and he's out of Italy. And this is called ZA Electronics that I had when I rebuilt it.
Suggest we continue down the road.
As KITT interrupts you.
Yeah, when I rebuilt it, I put in all new controls and
Yeah.
in the dash electronics.
So can you point out to me what's original that was actually seen on screen still?
The dash itself.
Now, I may sound kind of calm during the interview that you're hearing, but deep down I'm just thinking, this dash was in the molds, and the molds were around the original, meaning that some of KITT's DNA, the original real KITT, is actually right here. And to the 12-year-old version of me, that is kind of magical. And another thing that's magical is great PCBs starting from just $5 from PCBWay! They even do prototyping and 3D printing, something a lot of replica builders use to literally print screen-accurate parts to these cars. Because as we all know, PCB stands for printed car bits. Doesn't it?
Rob Lewisell, who I bought the car from, he's the one that molded the dash again, rebuilt the dash, put the new nose on. But when I got this car, it was in pieces.
And where did you acquire it?
Out of Mount Pleasant, Michigan. He was the first replica builder to ever make this car.
Yeah.
April of '86, the show ended. And by Christmas of '87, he had his own replica.
Oh.
He went out and bought a brand new Trans Am, '87 Trans Am, and built K.I.T.T because he knew how. Even like Joe's car that was used in the theme park, everyone get it out of.
Yeah.
Even that car.
Kit, excuse me, we're trying to do an interview here, Kit. Could you just wait your turn? Thank you.
Yeah. Even though, because I have a voice analyzer in this car, so when Kit picks up sounds, he picks up different words and he puts them together. So I have a computer under your seat. Under the seat there is a full computer with a CPU in it, and it's called a voice modulation.
Now, as you know, my channel is about old computers.
Yeah.
What computer is actually under there?
It's a Sony computer, 2015, and when it was built for K.I.T.T's sayings, low fuel.
So it's basically a PC.
It's a PC, yeah, and it's voice analyzing.
Now, this camera is actually a live view.
This is front camera, and that's back camera, and that's DVD and stuff.
Just amazing.
And it all works, miles per hour, RPMs,
Yeah.
engine heat, gas, right, left, horn.
So how much did this cost you to get to
This
this
car is
shape?
appraised, and I put $85,000 into this car.
Wow.
The paint alone on this car was $12,000.
Do you mind me asking how much you acquired it for originally?
I bought the car for $60,000.
Wow.
This is for my sound system up here. This turns on the car down here. The computer's here.
I didn't even notice down here.
Yeah.
All of this.
Yeah.
Because, of course, in the show, the thing that always confused me is they only ever showed close-ups,
Of here.
but no context
Yeah,
of where it was in the car.
Yeah.
So I always used to think this was like here,
Yeah.
because I just assumed it was like in
I
the
know.
middle.
You never know. In
Yeah.
the show, you would think K.I.T.'s voice analyzer was off to the side.
Yeah, like a stereo.
Michael and I always talked to K.I.T.T in this way. But if you look at the dash of the car, K.I.T.T was right here, right in front of him.
So, do you need any special permission from the DMV to do this kind of modification?
They don't like the car because the car is not fully functional like a regular car. The car has no engine light, it has no seatbelt light, things like that. The cars have to be smogged.
Have you ever been pulled over in it?
I've been pulled over only for pictures.
By the cops?
For the cops, I was going to Taco Bell and getting my famous party pack that I eat. It's 4 tacos, 4 burritos.
Only 4?
Yeah, only 4.
Oh, lightweight.
Yeah, right. and LA County Sheriff pulled in the drive-through behind me with the lights on, and I knew what they were for.
Yeah.
I know why. So I got in the car. They called their friends for backup, and they had 4 police cars in the front of the car taking pictures at night, 1 o'clock in the morning.
I hit him! I swear I hit that car!
Did you tell them that you're with the Foundation for Law and Government?
No, well, that was they know what the car is.
Kids, so we've talked about this. Please.
They know what the car is, so they just wanted pictures of it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Is there such a thing as an airbag?
No airbags.
Okay. Do you happen to have a GPS with a K.I.T.T voice?
No, I don't.
There was one, wasn't there?
There was one made, like here.
Michael, silicon chip circuitry is pretty to me. 200 miles on a gallon of gas is pretty to me. I'm not programmed to react to a girl's smile. You, on the other hand, are programmed to react to nothing else.
This is true.
Yeah, well, he was only 54 years old when he did Knight Rider.
It's young.
Yeah, he was very young. Now he's at 92.
Yeah.
May I suggest we continue down the road?
He's getting self-conscious now.
Yeah, so...
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Shawn, for sharing this beautiful vehicle.
You're welcome.
If it goes missing from your garage one night,
There's no key for this car.
I'll figure it out.
It's all push starts.
Push starts. Good to know. Okay, I'm making mental notes.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again.
Of course.
So yes, with K.I.T.T keen to continue down the road, we should too. But I'll be back soon with a full-length retro recipe, including episode 2 of converting my Tesla into K.I.T.T, not too far down the road. And much more retro computer and 80s stuff to boot. Or is it trunk? Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe and support below. And cheerio.
Goodbye, my friend.
Come on, we can't let him get away.